We're going to focus on the breath. I think it'd be quite nice actually to do a nice Qigong flow, just a steady flow. And I know a lot of people enjoyed the classic class from Thursday. So we're going to do the 5-element flow. I'll give you some pointers, some guidance, but I'll keep most of it silent, which is quite nice. If you haven't followed the 5-element flow before, then just follow along. Don't feel as if you have to try and follow me exactly what I'm doing. The idea with a flow movement is that it feels easy, it feels flowing, as the name suggests, and also that you can breathe easy with the movement. So there's no strain, there's no stress or anything like that. So find your standing position where you've got plenty of space around you. Just make sure you can reach to the sides, maybe reach to the front and the back, where you're not going to be disturbed for the next 25 minutes or so. We always start with a warm-up, energizing the body, and we'll do that by really focusing on the spine, which is a really good place to focus, to actually energize the body. The spine is that central axis running through the body. Strong spine and flexible spine again as well is really important in terms of general health, longevity. So we take our feet shoulder width apart. Have in mind that central axis. It's a nice idea to think maybe just lifting from the crown a little bit. And then we just start movement, get that movement through the spine, rotation. We're using our feet in contact with the ground. So just feel that sense of connection to the ground through the feet. That drives the movement up through the ankle, through the knee, into the hip. And then the upper body is balanced on top of the pelvis, and you get that rotation through the spine. And then just let the elbows bend and just tap across your belly, tap across your back. Shoulders are relaxed. Between your shoulder blades are relaxed, back of the body. And I'm just tapping, if I just spin around a little bit, you can see I'm just tapping the back with the back of my hand, just lightly tapping on the lower back. Arm that comes across the front now, just make a very light fist and just bring it to tap on the top of the chest. So if you visualize the top of the lungs, just that pointy top of the lungs at the top of the chest, underneath the collarbone. Breathing just easy in and out through the nose. You don't even have to think about breathing in a particular way. But if you do feel you need to take a slightly fuller breath, which quite often happens when we're tapping these points here, you can just take a nice calm breath in through the nose, and you can maybe just sigh out, let go. If you don't feel you need that, just breathe easy in and out through the nose. And then back down to center. Back and belly. And slowing it down. So almost like go slow motion. And create that little bit of resistance. So it's almost like you're moving your hands through clouds or through water. You can bend the knees a little bit more here. And then take a moment. Stand tall. Let's go into spinal cord breathing. So we bend our knees a little bit more. Take the hips back slightly. So it's as if you're just about to go and sit down, but only a tiny, tiny angle at the hips. And then keeping the hips and the knees in that position, we're extending and opening up. And then we tuck the pelvis underneath. So we get that movement through the spine, all the way from the sacrum, the base of the spine, all the way to the top of the spine, the skull and the cranium. Tilting the pelvis backwards and forwards. So when we extend, it's imagining that you're tilting and pouring. If you had water, you're pouring water out the front of the pelvis. As you're tilting, tucking the pelvis underneath, and you're pouring out the back, or energy, or however you want to think about that. But just getting some movement through the pelvis, movement through the lower back, movement through the upper back, energizing the spine. Do a couple more just in your own time. And then take a rest. Standing tall. And then a little bit of dog wags the tail. So we're getting that lateral side to side movement of the spine. The idea still is to keep tall, and then you shift the weight side to side. So shifting from the hips, from the feet are pushing the hips across the side to side. Hips are staying pretty parallel to the ground. And then you can just let that spine ripple or wave on the top. And work your way up from the lower back, through mid-back. Upper back is the bit that can tend to stick a little bit more. The more you lift and lengthen here at the crown, the freer you'll make that upper back, the freer you'll make the neck as the head follows the pelvis. So pelvis leads and then the head follows as the spine waves all the way up to the top. Good, and then take a rest. So there's 3 little practices. Without fail, do those every day, even if you do them for 2 seconds each, because it just gets that spine energized, blood flowing, spinal fluids flowing, nerves tingling, rotation, flexion and extension, lateral movement. Easy, 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 easy thing to do, and it gets that spine nice and energized. And then we can just finish off before we go into our flow with a little bit of shaking. So get your feet wherever comfortable, using the legs. So you're using your legs to pump the body, you're using your arms. And again, just feel the spine, a little bit of freedom in the spine as well. We're not deliberately moving the spine, but just feel that little bit of freedom. So the head moves a little bit. And you can shake as much or as little as you want. If you want a little bit more vibration, it's always good just to tap the heels into the ground. It's clearing my throat out this morning. Tap your heels into the ground, and that really gets that vibration going through the body. Of course, if you've got any issues with your ankles or your knees, if anything hurts when you're doing this, then obviously you don't do it. But it might be quite good, again, just to get some blood flow to the joints, to the muscles, to the ligaments, to the tendons. Get all the fascia moving through the body. And here I think it's always nice to do like a nice calm full breath in. Let go, cleanse and clear. And then just very gradually slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. And then come to standing. Open up the arms. Feel any tingling sensations. So the idea is now we've got that energy moving and we've got the body warmed up, then that energy can then move us, move our bodies. So that's the idea with the flow movement. So breath and energy is creating this movement. Let's do Buddha holds up the earth, breathing in. Breathing out. Just light, soft, easy breathing, smooth, effortless, fluid movement. Taking a moment when you're ready. And remembering that your breath is guiding the movement, so you don't need to follow me, or if you're watching on Zoom, you don't need to follow anyone on Zoom. Just let your breath guide the movement. Moving into the fountain. Taking a moment when you're ready. Tree sways in the wind. Taking a moment. Cloudy hands, or move hands like clouds. Remember moving moving from the center. Taking a moment. Pebble in the pond. Breath out. Breath in. Grounding, earthing. Finishing with pulling down the heavens. Feel the rib cage lift from the pelvis. The spine lengthen up. Breath in, breath out. Bamboo in the wind. Feet together, closing your eyes. When you're ready, taking a slightly fuller breath in, opening your eyes at the top of that breath, brushing yourself down, head, arms, all the way through the body. Tummy. Excellent, we will finish there. So a nice little 5-element practice, just breathing easy, getting some movement through the body, getting you set up for the day. On Thursday, if you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, then it's another classic class because I'm away again. I'm in Manchester on Thursday. If you're in the Zoom group, then Elaine will be leading the class on Thursday. So she'll jump in at 7:45 again, so you can have a little catch up, which is always nice. And then she'll lead the class 8 till 8:30. Just a reminder that I've got the retreats coming up, so I'm really focusing on retreats at the minute. So if anybody is interested in coming to Scotland, Costa Brava, we are doing spring and autumn this year. And then also I've got Portugal with Larry and Linda in June, and there is the possibility, I will mention it now, of Ibiza. So if anybody's interested in Ibiza, which is I think April time, just let me know as well. That's not on the website at the minute, so, and that is a very, very small group. So if you are interested in that, it's a weekend, it'll be a Friday to a Sunday, and I think it's the 7th to the 9th of April. So if you are interested in that, let me know. But I would love to see you, on one of the retreats next year. But of course, I like seeing you all in the classes like this as well. So I will see you next Tuesday, and have a good time on Thursday. And thanks for joining. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Recording.